At its most simplest level, the BeZero carbon rating is a risk-based assessment on the likelihood that a carbon credit will really deliver its promise of 1 ton of CO2e avoided or removed.
We're trying to shift the market away from the pure binaries of accredited or not accredited, good, bad, to more of a risk spectrum and more of a language of probabilities and risks and likelihoods. And that's what the rating tries to express. It's important to note that before we rate a project, it has to meet our eligibility criteria, built around 3 major principles. Firstly, the project has to have performed an additionality test. Secondly, it has to have been audited by an independent third-party body. And thirdly, the project has to have provided the minimum disclosure and information needed for us to assess the implementation and the management of the project. As many as 1 in 5 of the projects we look at don't actually meet those criteria.
If a project isn't eligible for our rating yet, we'll reach out to that developer and try and get on a call with them just so that we can explain to them properly what exactly we need from them, and then work with them to make sure that they have the information that we require, and if they do, that they can make it available in the public domain for us to then be able to analyse and create a rating on.
Data is core to BeZero because these are the fundamental building blocks for the analyses that we do and we provide to the voluntary carbon market and to our clients. A big challenge in this domain is that a lot of the data is unstructured. It varies in the different sort of formats in which it's reported. A lot of the value that we also bring internally, but also externally, is in terms of standardization of that information, making sure that the same data points are available in a consistent format.
Earth observation and geostatistical modelling more generally provides an extra layer of scrutiny on what's happening inside and outside the project area before and after the project activities. So this is not the only thing that we need to consider in ratings, but it does give us an independent perspective on how things have changed.
We do outreach with project developers to obtain geographical data from them. We also process satellite imagery data, for example, that's published by NASA or by ESA. For example, for forestry projects, we use this information to build algorithms that can process this satellite imagery data over time and make an assessment of how a forest is growing in size or decreasing in size.
Since we are much more specifically targeting project areas, we develop our own products that are calibrated and validated for these specific project areas, and therefore locally we can achieve much more quality.
What we do is to ensure that the ratings we assign are of the highest level of integrity.
We have a lead analyst in the ratings team that's assigned to the project, and they have to conduct the top-down and bottom-up assessments of risk that a project might face.
The top-down analysis is really assessing what are the risks that are at play for this project across all of our risk factors, based on the country it's in, the subsector it's operating in, or the project type, and the methodology it's following. From there, we start to look at the project specifics, so all of the project data and documentation that's available, and other research or evidence we can find that's pertinent to that specific project, and interplay that with what we know from the top-down analysis. So peer-reviewed academic literature, other industry research, other data sets. We have an ever-growing database of sources and references, over 2,500 now, that we use to inform that analysis.
Following this, we actually follow a peer review process where 2 to 3 peer reviewers are assigned to each project. And this ensures that no information or analysis has been missed out or is biased.
Once that's happened, it goes to the ratings committee, and where ratings analysts and members of the senior research team at BeZero all attend, and there's a full rigorous review and debate around the proposed rating.
The team is made up of rating scientists that have academic backgrounds, for instance, in soil carbon science, forestry science, policy, environmental economics, and so on. I think what's special about the team is that their diverse backgrounds and specialties actually adds to the analytical depth of each project's rating. And they all come here with an inherent curiosity-driven approach to science.
Once all the questions are addressed and analyzed, then there is a view taken on whether everyone in that meeting agrees with the rating. The rating is assigned only after unanimous approval by the ratings committee.
We find that in most instances, a project actually has to come to at least 2 rating committees to have an assignment on its rating. Ratings never remain static, so they are always undergoing a continuous monitoring process, and this can be elicited by a few different reasons.
In case the analyst finds that there is new material information available or some new documents have been placed in the registry or for any other reason which they believe could have an impact on the rating, then in that instance, the rating is placed on watch.
This is just for us to be able to alert the market that this rating is currently under review and it may be subject to change. A project that's put on watch can either be downgraded, upgraded, or reaffirmed.
We've taken a very transparent and open approach in how we've gone about rating projects. We make our headline rating available for free on our website along with a summary of the rating.
Publishing the headline BeZero carbon rating and the summary analysis for that rating is critical for the transparency that we're trying to bring to the market, and we're asking of other people in their ways through information disclosure to be bringing to the market themselves.